Cariad Teg isn't just a project, it's a movement. It's where women who care and refuse to stay invisible come together to lead. We're building power through connection and courage using the power of organising. And if you're watching or listening to this, you're already part of it. This is where things start to shift. This is where care becomes action. This is where you belong.
So I suppose we better do like introductions, aren't we? So let's introduce ourselves. Let's start with you. Okay.
So I'm Jade. I'm a person in the community doing community bits and bobs. I'm raising money for charities. I run a parent support page on Facebook. And yeah, I'm just sort of doing my bit at the moment to help other people.
Nice one. Thanks very much.
Hi, I'm Natasha. I'm a local poet, musician and theatre maker, but I believe fundamentally in the role of the arts in the community and how we get more arts access through community and how that empowers community voices.
I'm Tam. I am a woman in Wrexham that has felt the power of community and it has helped me a lot, and now I'm trying to get involved with it and give back a little bit.
Nice one.
Hiya, I'm Charlie. I'm part of the youth and play team in Wrexham, so out and about in the community, getting to play with the kids more than anything, and working with the parents that come along to the scheme as well.
Nice. And where are you based?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
So mostly Hightown, up at the park just by the school.
Yeah.
So we do one session there a week, do a session in Tea Powerball week, but the whole team are all over Wrexham, and we're the team that put on the Wrexham Play Day, which is the big day that happens where we take over the town centre.
Yeah, everyone loves it.
It is good. It is a good one.
It's free.
It's every August, isn't it?
Yes,
It's a good one.
first weekend, first Wednesday of August.
It's a good one.
Nice one. So are you all prepared for that?
Personally, no. The team probably are, but I just get up and do it on the day. If I think about it too much, I don't want to do it because it's a really long day.
Just turn up.
So you just get up and just that day you wake up and you go, right, it's play day today, and you just get on with it.
Yeah. And I hope for the right kind of weather.
It doesn't matter. Kids love it, whatever.
Yeah.
We've had rain. I usually end up under the trees, so I get in the shade and I get away from the rain as well. But if it's absolutely pouring down, the kids love it as much as if it's a bright, shiny day. It's easier if it's cooler than today.
Yeah.
Last year's was really hot, I think, or was it last year's? Yeah, that was really hot. You could see kids flagging, but we keep bits in the shade. We try and make it as comfortable as possible for everyone. So, yeah, it's good.
Willow likes painting the cardboard and getting into the cardboard bits because she always have like a big pile of cardboard. And she's like, oh, where do I start? Like, what do I do? And I'm just like, do whatever you want. And she's like what though?
Yeah, sometimes it's too much, isn't it? Yeah.
You know, just go and paint a picture, and she's like, okay. And she gets stuck in, and she loves it. It's a good thing for kids. It's Elijah bitten.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he just gravitates towards the sandpit. That's it. He
Yes.
lives in the sandpit.
Yeah. We were going through Queen Square actually the other day, and Will was like, "When's the sandpit coming back?" I'm like, to be honest, not far off now. Not far off.
While we're on that, what about that patch on Himbar Street? What's happening with that? Does anyone know?
So
It's going to be the Ryan Reynolds Memorial.
yeah, my belief, we were doing a play session on there weekly, and those have stopped, which we're kind of thinking that they're going to start doing whatever they're going to do with it. I know they did a big community drop-in to ask people what they wanted from there. That the football, somebody, he was an American guy, and I went and there was loads of people queuing up and going, oh, I'm a contractor, I can help you do this. And I was like, he's not going to want to talk to me. Got there and went, hiya, I'm not trying to sell you anything, I'm just a mum and a play worker. Can I give you my ideas? He was like, I've been waiting for you all day.
Oh.
This is just, he didn't want people selling stuff. It was, they're talking about having seating that can pull out for a cinema on the end of Goldilocks, the shop on the corner, selling beds and things. So pull out seating, and if you're going to do the pull out seating, make it deep. Because I went, back in the day, went to see In the Night Garden, and the seating was so deep that the kids could dance on each seating, and it wasn't too high, but it was easy for the kids behind to see. I said something like that where kids don't have to move away from parents to dance or enjoy. And he's like, that's a brilliant idea. So they were really interested in what the community wanted. So timescale though, I don't know.
No.
We turned it into a festival come cinema
We did.
come
Yeah,
encampment come performance space come fireball. Like,
That was really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
I like to think that's where they got the idea from.
Absolutely.
And what was that for? What did you do the takeover of that for?
Yeah, well, we spent 5 years co-creating a theatre show with people who had lived experience of homelessness around Wrexham, and also all the services that provide support for those people, and turned it into a 6-day theatre promenade performance with National Theatre Wales team called The Proper Ordinary Miracle. And so the culmination of that show was in Hemblas Green, and we turned it into this. It was a homeless encampment / protest, but it was also like a stage area where we did the finale, and it was great. Yeah, it was amazing. There was all kinds of things.
And you got to do like a trail around town and like do different parts of the story, and like there was 2 parts of it, so it was so like interactive, and it was brilliant. It was really good. And my daughter, there's a man called Martin Dawes, and I think he was the poet laureate, wasn't he, for Wales?
He was the youth poet laureate many moons ago.
This is it, and he's a great person. He's awesome, and he's massive in the community. And she was like, oh, I don't like him because he was playing the bad guy in this story. And I was like, no, he's really nice. Let's go over and we love Martin. And she's like, I don't want to say hi to him. I was like, no, he's lovely. Like, he's such a nice man. And she's like, he's a bad guy. And I'm like, no, he's not. But because we went to watch the story was like, that's what I mean. It was for families. It was great. It was brilliant. It was so interesting. We've still got the stickers.
Have you?
We've still got the stickers.
Oh,
yeah.
great.
Yeah. We've still got the stickers.
I've still got the protest banner on my wall.
Have you?
Yeah, 2 of the paintings off the encampment. There's a big M, which that stood for Machnad Taru, which is just beef market in Welsh, but like that was the protest call. And then we had loads of like squiggly ones, and that's on the other side of my wall as well.
It was the poster that got me, because it was they were going to knock down the church to build flats.
That was it.
Yeah, there were places
And we had it's now the European Cafe on the corner. It used to be Nationwide.
Yes.
But the poster was in there saying, it was for the production, but it kind of said we're knocking the church down.
Yeah, people were out.
And we were in there making the
Brilliant.
props and things, and I watched a lady nearly have a heart attack. Bless her, little old lady. I was like, I just got to have a minute, and I ran out and explained it to her, and she was like, oh, that's me. And when she did, she loved the idea. But first of all, it was like, they're knocking the church down.
Oh, also we had people ringing up the radio show, being like, and this stupid idea of knocking down the church. I even had a guy. We'd rehearse it outside, because you got to rehearse it where you're going to play it. And so outside, someone comes up to me, and I got a clipboard, looking very professional, I'm sure. And they're like, "What is this then?" I said, "So in the theatre play, there is," and then we talked about the story. And as I'm talking about them knocking down the church, the guy goes, "Well, we'd never let them knock down our church." I'm like, "No, it's the beginning of that. When you asked me what the play's about, this is what the play's about." And he's like, "Well, it's our church, and they'd never do it." And like, it's not happening. It's not happening, mate. It's not happening.
That must be a thing, just working in the community though, because you're going to find that like people aren't going to be on board with what you're doing, and especially when it's like such a big thing. Like
But that's why we picked it.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
It was like a kind of
And
it was like a
everyone
tongue-in-cheek
involved.
response to people being like, "Oh, potholes and property development," and being like, "So what's going to really mess people up and get them paying attention?" It's like, "Oh, we're going to offer to knock down the biggest landmark," and we didn't do it in the end, but I really wanted to do like a planning application and go through the council and have them put the posters up for consultation. Like I wanted to go full immersive marketing, but we didn't get that far. But it was Rob Corcoran and the guys at 73 Degrees who did the posters and the marketing, but they actually did like a rendition of what it would look like if they built a proper apartment complex. And it was like 3D. It was so funny watching people respond to it. It was just the best. And then there'd be little like protest stickers against all the posters being like, "No, come to our protest demonstration instead." And yeah, it was just really funny.
So is there any plans for anything else like that?
There's always plans.
There's always plans. Are they secret?
No, they're never secret, but there's like, things like that take a long time to get off the ground, don't they? And we find that there's so much in community organising, don't we? That like things take so long to plan, takes long to get people on board. That project itself was a 5-year project, which was part of a longer project with National Theatre Wales and National Theatre Wales team on can they do true co-creation with a national organisation. And so there's a sister project to that one in Pembrokeshire, and it was multi-100,000s project. So getting something like that on its feet and finished is actually such a long process that hopefully we'll do it something like that again, and even bigger would be great, but it's always figuring it out.
Can we not do it in November?
I always do all of my events in November, Charlie. You should know this by now.
Oh,
I don't know why, but I do. It was in November.
Oh, was it November?
I know we're recording this, but my pants were wet on the last day. That's all I can say, because we had to pack up. When all the lovely artists and all the wonderful people went home, the prop team obviously was still taking stuff down, and we'd had, who was the staging prop?
Oh, I don't remember.
But it was like these boxes, so everything had to be unscrewed, and literally by the end it was dark by the time we finished, and I kind of walked back like this, and it was Sophie. She just looked at me and went, "You all right?" No, I am done. It was the end of a long week. Yeah. Just wet and cold.
And was it free to attend?
No, so it was
Spectate, I
it was
suppose.
pay what you can.
Yeah.
So there were recommendations of ticket prices, but we didn't exclude anybody. And we also had people who join us en route. So because we'd spent 5 years working with people who were rough sleeping homeless, and also people in temporary accommodation and other forms of homelessness, but predominantly people who were rough sleeping. The idea was it was promenade, partly also because people who'd been involved in the creation could just pop in and see a scene, or it's happened quite a lot, is we just walk past someone who was sitting at their usual spot on the street, and they'd be like, "Oh gosh, it's you guys again," and they'd come and they'd have a cup of tea and they'd have a bit of the soup at the end that was integrated into the show, and then they'd leave again and they might catch the other half another day or whatever. So it was built that way so people could join in and also leave if they needed to, but a lot of people stayed, and we actually sold out 9 shows over 6 days in November, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And talking about the reason I asked that, and with the link with the play work as well, is speaking to a lot of parents, one of the reoccurring things that kept being brought up was free spaces to go to take your children. Just that there's a lack of these spaces. So I don't know if anyone has any information to share or anything to say about that, or if we agree or disagree.
It was the other main thing I said about homeless was what would be amazing is something town definitely lacks is somewhere you can go and take your lunch. If you bring your lunch unless you buy and want to sit in, then there is nowhere to just go and take, apart from 2 benches at the church, and I used to fight for them nearly every day when I would.
There's Queen Square, isn't there? But it depends. That's weather dependent then, as well, isn't it?
And it's sit on the grass.
Or they sit on the grass on the lighter fields.
Yeah. But it was to be able to go there was. So there was going to be benches and places to actually sit. They were talking about having food available to buy there, but I said it was so important to be able to go there and not have, not be in trouble for bringing your own lunch in. It's like, oh, we haven't bought it from you, you can't do it. And it's, if there's things to buy, you can always buy something, but then have your lunch there as well, or at least the kids' stuff. I went through a stage with my kids not wanting to eat anything but a jam sandwich. So if you can take jam sandwiches for the kids, or charge £1 for a jam sandwich, not fork with a bag of crisps, it's just no.
Because I know there's some places, I'm not going to name names or anything, but there's some places that you could go to and they've got banners on the front and posts on the front saying do not bring your own food and drink here, you've only got to consume what we sell on site. And when you're paying to be in these places, that adds up a lot. Do you know what I mean? It's not as if they're really cheap prices. Do you know what I mean? They are quite competitive prices, and you're already paying a lot to be there anyway. So it
The
just
play
adds
barns
up.
do that a lot, don't they? It gets ridiculous. You can go to
Difficult.
Chester Zoo for cheaper, and that's not cheap at all.
Yeah. But even if we think about being women, we talk about that, the third place. So I think when I hear about third place, my mind immediately goes to the pub. The pub, especially for men, would be like their place that they go and they get like blokey. But with having an 18-year-old daughter, actually, we were talking about this, and she's like, a woman can't go to a pub on her own. That's just not a thing. You just can't do that, can you? But, where is that space for us? Where could that be? Where is a space that we could just
cafes, little coffee shops? Because I think there's the coffee shops are very friendly and very nice, and we've got Chapter Court that's developing, haven't we? And I think they want to do like a big seating thing in the middle, and that's a development that's coming. Whether you'd have to buy something to be there, or whether you could use, I'm not sure of that one. I don't know. But yeah, like if you're saying like stereotypical men things, it would be pub, betting shop. Do you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't be able to walk into these places and necessarily feel safe. I don't know.
What would be your ideal space?
I like little cafes.
Yeah.
I love little cafes, and like Bank Street's awesome. Like I think that's such a nice little one that you can go in and everyone's dead friendly. Everyone has like, you sort of go into that shop. It's like what we're doing today. You sort of have a group conversation. Yeah. And like you can go there and I've got anxiety and I can go to Bank Street on my own, and I don't second guess it. Yeah. I don't second guess it. You like Bank Street, don't you?
I go there often.
Yeah.
So if it was pub wise, it'd be the Magic Dragon for me, and part of that is Dave. And I have always called him Davy Swan because he used to have the old Swan. And one day, going back years ago, before kids, I was getting followed in town, and I just walked straight into the Swan and went, lads, I'm being followed. And next thing you know, 3 of them walked out and were standing on the street, just making sure that no one else came in the pub that they didn't know for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And cleared it, and they were like, it's safe. And I went home. It wasn't, I didn't even have a drink.
No.
But I was with friends, and it's just they've all moved to a different pub now, and that's so I can walk in there.
Safe places.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny though? Because so these are all places that we've developed community connections.
Yes.
And we feel comfortable to be ourselves in,
Absolutely.
and non-judgmental. And also, if you walk in there, like if I walked into the Magi, for instance, and I didn't have any money, I think I could just sit there and read a book and no one would have a go. Or like places like the Royal Oak where you've got that community feel. But these are also spaces that are culturally activated in some way.
Yeah.
It's the same
Which
with
is
Rough
really
Hands.
interesting.
Like I feel comfortable going in there and just grabbing a coffee.
Oh, yeah.
It's like kind of a pub bar type thing.
Yeah.
It's obviously that's what Rose Box is, so it's comfortable and familiar.
And the people who run it share a similar value.
Yeah.
Which is so important as well.
Yeah.
Because like, I'm not saying that other places that I don't go and relax have different values.
No.
But like, I might not necessarily feel as comfortable to just sit there and relax, or to have a conversation that might be in any way controversial or deep, or do you know what I mean?
I think you can go in these spaces that we feel safe in. You can go in and have those open conversations, can't you? And there's no judgment. There is no. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's just sort of open to these conversations, open to the ideas, and it does genuinely feel like a safe space.
Yeah.
Bank Street's that for me.
Yeah.
It
absolutely.
is. It is.
For me, I sometimes feel like trapped in the evenings. Like I'd like to be able to go, like if you think about the bigger cities, you can go to a cafe later at night. Like I used to live in Germany years ago, and cafes would be open right through the night, and you could sit on the street and it was still light. Do you know? And there was that kind of thing. I often think I want to go out for like
missing a night cafe.
Yeah.
Rough Hands, what time does that close? That's a late one, isn't it?
Yeah, not every day though. I think, and like, I'm gonna get crucified for not looking at the Facebook post now, but like, I think it's 3 o'clock a lot some of the days, and then it's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
It's like 11ish,
yeah. But then also, I think you've got that problem on Sundays, haven't you, as well?
Yeah. See, I'm just
Like,
home
what do
in
you
the
do on
evenings.
Sundays?
I'm just home with family in the evenings. I don't go anywhere.
Yeah. But sometimes I think about that. I think, I don't want to go to a pub, but I go somewhere and like have a cup of tea at
Like a
night.
beer garden. Like beer gardens, but not pub.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only alternative I've come across is like craft groups, like women's craft group. But if you're not crafty, you sort of feel a bit like. So it'd be nice having somewhere you can exist in the evening like that.
Yeah, Hackers do a lot of courses, don't they? But again, they're like, so you pay and you do the different craft things, and you do different. They've always got something going on of an evening.
Yeah.
But kids, I suppose, have temping, don't they?
That's very expensive.
Yeah. But it used to, but that when I was like 18 or so, I'd be able to go into the like pub bit of temping and just chill and sit. Do you know what I mean? Without feeling the need to. But it is just chaotic as well, though, isn't it? It is a very loud space, and I don't know how I'd feel with that now. I think it'd be quite overwhelming, actually.
Yeah. You do have a collection of kids hanging outside on there. So it's as a single person, it may not be the most comfortable place to go to.
No.
I can't think of anywhere.
And places that you want to take the kids as well, like our kids are very similar ages. Like, I think he would go out of an evening to the right place, but it has to be somewhere that he could just chill on his tablet and enjoy himself, or you know, play with a little car or whatever it is.
Llangollen.
Just enjoy.
Walk along the river, Llangollen. You've got the park, you've got the bandstand, you've got like a nice little greenery area.
Yeah. That's nice on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Going there on a Sunday.
The Placey's nice.
I don't know if I've been to the Placey.
It's
Not very
a
good
bit,
reviews of
it's a
places.
bit boring. But it's got like a little grass bit though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's got like but you can buy an ice cream and go and sit and like look at the sheep in the fields and do you know what I mean? That's
It's nice that you got to drive, haven't
but
you?
you have to be able to drive,
Yeah.
if you don't drive it's no, you're right. So
Yeah.
no,
It's
we're
maybe
missing
worth looking at that later as well, I suppose, and just kind of like, you know, do some listening around if there was this space.
I think that's
What would it be? What would it need?
chapter court, as you mentioned. I think
Could
that
be.
might be part of
It's coming.
that. Yeah.
There's a lot of potential there, isn't
Yeah,
there?
there is
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.